Hello fellow vibe coders. In this video I'm gonna make the best damn Pac-Man game I can make in under 1 hour. You can take this as a tutorial if you don't know how to code, or you can just take this as a demonstration of GPT-5's abilities. So I'm gonna start out here, and the first thing I'm gonna do is just start an HTTP server in the folder that'll run an HTTP server on port 8080. And the next thing I'm going to do is tell Cursor, which is running GPT-5 by the way, I'm going to tell it to initialize a JIT repo. Okay, apparently I already made one. I'm actually just going to delete it. Let me go into my file system here. I'm going to just delete this JIT repo. If I can find the delete, move the trash. There we go. Okay, I deleted the JIT repo, initialize a new JIT repo. We're going to bring in the browser here. And yeah, so that's what I was running before. And we have nothing on index.html. So Cursor's created a JIT repo for us. Next thing we're going to do is give it the first prompt to see if it can one-shot this. Create a beautiful Pac Man game in a single index.html file. Let's just run that prompt and we'll iterate from there. So yeah, my previous attempt I was using the open source version of GPT OSS 120 billion, but I wasn't getting very good results. I'm not sure if it was because I was running it in the wrong IDE or what, but it's extremely fast with certain providers, but it just wasn't giving the results I needed for a Pac-Man game. So let's see how GPT-5 handles this. So we're not talking insane speeds here. And by the way, if you're a paid customer of Cursor, GPT-5 is free right now. So yeah, let's get this file going. Come on. Be nice if I could see what's happening. Okay, so we're alive, and here's our Pac-Man game. Not bad. Much better than the GPT OSS results. Okay, we've got a little problem that Pac-Man's with all the ghosts. So WSD works. Let's make some changes here. So the Pac-Man is confined to moving up, down, left, right in the lane, and cannot move up, down in a left, right lane, etc. So let's just send that command out. It should go a lot faster this time. And then we can just refresh the page and okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, he's not done yet. Okay, so it seems to understand the instruction. Let's try this again. Now the problem is that we're starting with the ghost, so let's fix that. Start the Pac-Man in the bottom middle lane, not with the ghost. We're gonna send that, it's queued. And we're gonna go ahead and commit in a second our initial game here, and now we're trapped. The Pac-Man is trapped and not in a lane. Okay, after this one I'm gonna commit. It does seem to understand the issue. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, now we're in a lane. We're getting stuck on the wall. Okay, so it seems like it works. We can still move up and down in a lane. I'm gonna go ahead and commit. Should commit. This will make sure that if the LLM breaks anything, we can always revert. The Pac-Man can still move up and down in a horizontal lane and a vertical lane. It can move sideways, restrict its movement. Make sure you can see this full Pac-Man demo here. Okay, it's kind of working. The Pac-Man can move into a hit wall. Okay, so just telling the model that the Pac-Man gets stuck in the wall. Yeah, so far this is not a magical LLM, but it seems decently capable. I've seen a lot of videos of one-shot games, and honestly, I don't know how they did it, because this is not like the most amazing result in the world. But it did seem to implement the rules of Pac-Man. Ghosts aren't blue very long, but yeah, it looks like we've got a working Pac-Man, but we still have the problem that we can move up and down in a lane. Pac-Man can still move up and down in a lane. Restrict his movement based on the available pathing. Okay. So it looks like it's gonna make a better change here that actually uses the lane structure, the maze structure. Okay, now it does appear to be working, although there's still kind of an issue where I'm just not really centered in the lane. It's working, but so So it's working, but when there is an open space, the Pac-Man can still get uncentered from the lane. Make sure that he always stays centered in the lanes, even if he moves up while entering a new space. Let him go up. Keep him centered in that new lane. So this should solve some of the problems here. Now, if you're not a coder, you can see how incredibly easy this is. I haven't typed a single line of code, and I've already got a cool little game. It's not perfect, but we're getting there. Let's refresh this. Now, it looks like I am centered, so that's good. One big problem is that the Pac-Man is kind of teleporting forward. So we'll tell him to fix that. The Pac-Man teleports forward too fast when moving between open spaces. Keep his speed consistent. That will fix a lot, I think. We're starting to get there. It's in the middle of a change, so it broke. Okay, so it looks like we're doing good, but yeah. Now we're kind of slewing to the side. So say when approaching an opposite wall, Pac-Man stops before he is centered in the lane at a turning point. Make sure he always stays centered. He's running into a wall. Okay, so it thinks it's solved it. Yeah, it's kind of solved it. Now when the Pac-Man approaches a wall, he is slowing down. To approach it, make sure he maintains speed till he gets to the proper position. Okay, so it's been 13 minutes and we are starting to flesh out the game. We're going to work on visuals in a second. But first we need to fix these issues. Okay, it's still slowing down. Pac-Man now still stops visually before he is centered when approaching a wall. Make sure that keeps his speed and correct distance as he approaches the wall and always stays centered. Let's just make this capital in the lane. Send that. So the logic seems good, it's just the visuals that's not good. Okay, so it's trying something different. You can see the model trying to think it through. Let's see how it worked out. No, we're just stuck. Now the Pac-Man is stuck and can barely move left and right. Now I'm gonna tell it, I'm gonna stop here and say, you had the collision detection working fine earlier. It's just that the visuals needed updating. The actual game logic was fine. Now, if we were doing this seriously, we could probably revert to the earlier commits and work from there, but we're just going to keep going. Let's refresh that. Okay, now we're still getting the slowdown, but yeah, we just oh, it's actually still going here. I wasn't ready yet. Okay, not really making progress here. Kind of works, but I think left and right doesn't work. I think vertically, no, it doesn't even work there. The logic is fine. Pac-Man stays in the correct lanes. The visuals are still wrong. Pac-Man stops well in front of a wall as he approaches it. Make sure that visually, when the Pac-Man approaches a wall, he moves to the center of the area in front of the wall. Okay, now we've finally gotten what looks like a working version, but maybe not. It works some of the time. It works some of the time visually, but other times he does not approach the wall close enough. Use specific logic to make sure that he achieves the correct distance centered in the lanes. Yeah, screw the collision detection. We need centering. So let's go ahead and refresh. Let's see what we got here. Still not quite working, but it's kind of getting there. Please think deeply about this issue. Sometimes the Pac-Man stops the correct visual spot. Other times his distance is too far from the wall he's approaching. So honestly, I thought I'd be further along than I am right now. We're kind of holed up on this one issue here. Now, if you were developing this game, I suppose you could move on from this point and just work on the visuals or something, come back to this later, but I really want to get this issue fixed and see if it even can be fixed. I should do a hard refresh, I don't know. No. Yeah, it's just not quite getting it. Just not working. Sometimes Pac-Man stops properly at the right distance. Other times he is too far away from the wall he is approaching. You're absolutely right, I'm overcomplicating this. So it's going back. I may send a screenshot. Oh my god, it kind of works. Kind of works, but it's kind of teleporting us towards the wall at the end. I'm tempted to just stop here and not completely fix it for the sake of this video. So yeah, I'm just gonna forget about it. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Okay, so now let's work on a few things. Make the ghosts turn blue longer. Pac-Man eats a power pellet. I'll queue up another one. Improve the visuals. Make the game have 3D ghosts and a 3D Pac-Man as well as 3D walls. Use a different library like 3.js if necessary. Keep all the same logic so the game doesn't break. I better commit before I do this, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to commit. Okay, so if you don't know what JIT is, it's basically just source control. You tell it to commit, saves the changes, then you can go back later if you want. You can just tell the agent what you want it to do with the JIT. You don't really have to know how JIT works. So now I'm going to tell it to make the game 3D. Make the game 3D. If you want, but keep all the same underlying logic. This could be interesting. So it's using 3JS. Let's see if we can one-shot a 3D. Okay, we're 26 minutes in. We've got a half hour to flesh out this game. Fully 100% vibe coded. Anyone could do this. You don't need to be a programmer. And time is your friend. If you have a lot of time, you can just keep prompting the LLM. Just keep committing your changes in JIT. And if something breaks, just revert. I'm on like autocomplete mode. And if you want to be more careful, you can improve all the edits. You can check the source changes yourself. Of course, if you are running on a more serious code base, you would definitely need to do that. And it's still working on that 3D upgrade here. There was one problem where when I won the game I had to click OK like a million times. Yeah, we got a major problem here with the OK dialog. Let's refresh. Let's see if we have anything. It doesn't look like we have anything. Let's go ahead and check the browser. So what we can do here for Vibe Coder's reference, you just want to go ahead and right click on the console, copy that into the agent. Not sure why they didn't copy. Okay, I'll just go ahead and copy that in. And it says there's a reference to the old canvas variable, found the problem. So all you gotta do is paste in those debugging errors. And you can continue. Okay, so now we have 3D Pac-Man, and looks like the logic is indeed about the same. It doesn't look like our ghost or our Pac-Man has any defining features other than being orbs. But we do have a 3D game now. Let's go ahead and add some features to the Pac-Man. Right now, all the models are just orbs. Make the Pac-Man look like a real Pac-Man, and the ghosts look like real ghosts. You can use models from the internet if you wish. Maybe we can modify the camera a little bit. It looks like we're kind of looking at it from in front and then above, but really we need to be kind of looking top down. I think the next thing I'll do is implement the actual AI behavior that the real ghosts in Pac-Man use. So we're at 30 minutes. We're making rapid progress here. Took like 10 minutes just to fix the distance to wall issue, but then after that we're just flying along. Let's refresh, and it looks like we have yeah, this is hilarious. So this Pac-Man is a real work of art here. These ghosts look like bats. So we've definitely got some issues here. The Pac-Man seems to rotate and the face of it is not always displayed. So it flip-flops back and forth. Also, the Pac-Man seems to be a disc. Make him more spherical with a mouth. The ghosts look like bats. Make them look more like the normal ghost shape. With beveled bottoms. And then we're gonna say, we're gonna throw another command here. Make it so when you win, a dialogue does not pop up, and it just restarts a new game with a message. You won. So we gave it some more orders than normal this time. Should probably commit again. And if you don't know our setup here, we're just using Cursor. GPT-5 is free right now in Cursor if you're a paid member. And I'm just using the regular GPT-5 model. I have that selected. There's other models here, GPT-5 high, low, fast, and high fast. I don't know what the difference is. I think it just depends on how much reasoning it gets to do or something. Next thing we're going to do is work on the Ghost AI. So it's a proper Pac-Man game. Now all these people saying that they're one-shotting Pac-Man, I don't know how that's even possible with what I've seen here. I think there's a lot of liars out there. Let's go ahead and refresh. We have more spherical objects. Pac-Man is kind of ridiculous. I don't even know what that is. But I guess we can work with it. So now I'm going to tell it do a web search for the actual AI of Pac-Man ghosts. Use the same colors as the actual game and the actual AI routines modified to fit our game. Also, the middle lane should warp between from left to right. So a few new commands, and let's see what happens here. We do need to fix our Pac-Man. These ghosts just look ridiculous. If you were making a game like this, you could make your own model first and not just have it make the models for you. Or you could download some models off the internet. You can make the game look a lot nicer if you are willing to not just completely 100% vibe code this. And of course with the right prompts you can do anything, but yeah, looks like we're at 35 minutes. Okay, so it should be implementing the authentic Pac Man AI and the tunnel wraparound feature. Let's see if the tunnel wraparound works. No? And you may be wondering if I have the best ChatGPT 5 setup, but I've heard a lot of people say cursor's well set up for ChatGPT 5 because they had advanced warning on what to set it for. So if you don't think this is a good result, yeah, the model's just not that good. I hate to break it to you. But if you think this is a good result, then it's not too bad. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh. And let's see if we can go through the wall. No? Let's see if the models are... Okay, this red guy's following me. But the other ghosts are not. They seem to be stuck in the cage. Blue pill is taking way too long. Okay, let's just see what's happening here. Definitely looks like these bots are trying to do some stuff here, but bot AI logic is not right. Bots are often second guessing where they are going to go and moving back and forth, getting stuck and not moving towards the player because of it. Also, the middle lane is not working right to the other corresponding side. Okay, let's see what's happening here. The ghosts do look a little more intelligent now. And we have some ghosts moving towards me. But they're not quite turning towards me. The ghosts in the center aren't exiting it. And some of the ghosts that just need to move down towards me are just moving back and forth and not actually moving down. They have a chance to move towards me. So yeah, 40 minutes. We're kind of getting a playable game. Sounds like it knows what it's doing. I think I ate all the pellets, but I can't see them all, so I don't know. Now, if you were a skilled programmer, I think you could take a lot of shortcuts and actually do some of this coding yourself. Maybe get the scaffold from the AI, but then fix things yourself, because in general, a skilled programmer is just going to understand this better. But if you want to be a vibe coder, you can do it like this. Let's refresh. See how these ghosts behave. Just terrible. The orange and light blue ghosts just get stuck in the center of their spawn area. They need to move up and to the side to get out. 42 minutes, and we're not making good progress. The AI has turned into an issue. I think just the bad design of the game is not helping, because it has to deal with all these issues. The fact that you can move into a lane not perfectly. I think I might get it to do some debugging. That might help. If you're a vibe coder, pay attention to this next step, because this is what's really going to supercharge your powers here. Okay, so we're almost done. I think that's it. Yes. Let's see how this AI behaves, huh? Well, it's incredibly stupid. Okay, it's kind of getting there. It's just not turning. The blue and orange ghosts just get stuck in the starting area. The red and pink ghosts are just not turning into the open spaces to approach Pac Man properly. would like to note that when I was using GPT OSS 120 billion parameter model, the time between iterations was much faster. So if you can find a good middle ground with a faster model that may be a little bit less intelligent, the turnaround and iteration speed really makes a huge difference. For instance, GPT OSS can do about 3,000 tokens a second on Cerberus on OpenRouter, and that makes a huge difference. Although its attempt at making Pac-Man was laughably bad. But if you can find a model that's reasonably fast and reasonably intelligent, you will be able to do this much faster. And in fact, I would have already accomplished way more, because I have to wait every time. I have to wait like a minute, 2 minutes, and it really eats up the time. Seems like the AI kind of knows what it's doing. Like if it's close to me already, it will chase me. It just won't turn into the gaps. Okay, if it actually succeeds in getting this AI to work, I'm going to go ahead and commit, and then I'm going to put in debugging. If it doesn't get the AI to work, I'm going to start debugging right away. Now it appears that it's already decided to start debugging, which is exactly the same moment that I was going to tell it to, which is interesting. Let's refresh. Let's see what these ghosts are doing. Commit changes. Let's commit. We're at 48 minutes. I don't think we're gonna make it in an hour, but at least we'll have something up. The pink and red ghosts get out of the starting area, but they don't turn into empty lanes to follow Pac-Man. The orange and blue ghosts just stay against the bottom wall in the center area. They need to move up and to the side to get out. Implement comprehensive console debugging so you can find out what the issue is. And I will paste the output log to you. So now we're stepping up our game with debugging, and this is very important for vibe coding, because often if you do proper debugging, the agent will get a much better feel for what's going on, and it will fix the issues. And all you really need to do is create a debug log. It could be a text file, it could just be in the console, but you just need to paste that into the agent, and then the agent can understand what's going wrong. It looks like some of these ghosts got out of the cage. They're still not chasing me worth a damn, but I don't know if one of our changes actually got them out. Seems like when I turn them blue, they have a greater tendency to move randomly, get out of the center cage. A ton of points. Let's maximize some points here. Okay, so we're currently adding debugging. We have 10 minutes left, actually 9 minutes left. So we're gonna need to get this done really quick here. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have enough time to work on the visuals more. I would really just need more time to do this. Okay, so we've got the debugging in. We're gonna go listen to its instructions here. Open the game, open the developer console, watch the console output, copy paste the logs. The debugging logs will help, so let's just go ahead and play the game for a little while. Let's move around so we get some good simulation data here. We should be about good, I think. Let's go ahead and open up the developer tools in Chrome. And let's go ahead and copy this console. Let's restart the game. If we can, let's paste the debug log. Message is too long to display, so let's actually just paste. It looks like our game has frozen. That's a problem. There's too much debugging output for me to paste the console. And it looks like our too long of a message is breaking everything. Let's stop that. Okay, let's cancel this if we can. Okay, we pasted way too much data. There's way too much debugging output to paste to the console. Make the debugging output stop after about 10 seconds. Now ideally you would have an environment where you could paste as much debugging output as you want because you have a large context, or you log it to a file and the agent can read the file. We could debug to a file, but it's just we don't have enough time to set that up. We've only got 7 minutes and we've got to get this game working, so we're just going to work with what we have. So we're adding a 10-minute timer or a 10-second timer. Then the console output will stop and we'll get that debugging data to the agent. And will this work? I don't know, but it could. It's really just the slow inference speed that is really just slowing us down here. If these were coming through about 3 to 5 times faster, this would actually be a quick process. So I suggest not using the base GPT-5 model. Find a different model or a different IDE. Find something fast. Okay, so it's telling us we can get our debug output. We're going to let it go for 10 seconds. Let's check the output. It's still debugging. Should stop any second, okay? We're going to copy the console. We're going to paste it in. This is our last chance. We have 4 minutes left. It looks like message is too long to display again, but the console output stops, so we can just go up to the top. Let's just copy a good chunk of this. And let's just paste it in. Let's stop. Delete that. Cursor's a horrible ID, by the way. Let's paste it in. I might not have actually pasted the debug output this time. So we need to select this text, delete it. Let's copy this again. Let's just copy a little bit. Let's paste it in. Paste. Looks like it's going to take it this time. So yeah, we're going to get our final change here, and we're either going to have a working AI system or we're not. Of course, in real development, you're just going to do this as long as it takes, but we're limited to an hour. Now it seems to be thinking that it's fixed the problems, but we'll see, won't we? Okay. Not seeing intelligent behavior. They're not turning into the lanes. They do seem a little bit more willing to go in straight lines, but they're just not turning into lanes, so yeah, I would need more time to make this game with just pure vibe coding, but honestly, I'm not really that impressed with this model. I think if I did this in Claude, I would have had much better results. If I did this, yeah, I just think if I did this in Claude Code, I would have much better results. I don't know, maybe some other models would work too, but this is really just not that impressive. So my final analysis is GPT-5 is really just not the revolutionary change we all hoped it would be. And it's okay, but if this demonstration is anything to go by, and I vibe coded a lot of games with better models, if this demonstration is anything to go by, this is really just not that impressive. So anyways, thanks for watching, and catch you later.